Joe Biden came out of the gate strong Wednesday evening and all day Thursday. I mean, after being in the White House for less than 24 hours, he had already signed well over a dozen executive orders, things from, killing the Keystone XL pipeline, rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement, but more importantly, I mean, in the short run, more importantly, at least a dozen executive orders dealing with handling the pandemic, which means after just 24 hours, Joe Biden had already done more to address the growing pandemic that is claiming an average now of 3,000 American lives per day. Joe Biden did more in 24 hours than Donald Trump did in 12 months. There is no denying that. He also, in addition to signing all of these executive orders that range everything from, increasing productions, increasing, swabs for testing, a directive on schools that I do have to say I disagree with, because he wants to reopen schools within 100 days. That's not feasible, but mask mandates on federal property and using the Defense Production Act to get more supplies out there, which may include more vaccines. Also offering more money to states, offering leadership help to cities and states so that they're not all trying to piecemeal it together, one state, one city at a time. That's what we need. The main reason the response to the pandemic here in the United States has been so horrible is because there's been no leadership at the top. There's been no leadership coming from the federal government. Yeah, Trump invoked the Defense Production Act to get more ventilators out there, and that was good. But that's about all he did. He didn't keep it going. He could have, he should have, he didn't. So, states were left to go it alone. What are our mask mandates going to be? Are we going to allow mask mandates? I mean, our governor here in Florida actually issued an executive order saying that you can't enforce mask mandates in the cities in the state that had put mask mandates in place. You can't enforce them, and you cannot penalize people for not wearing masks. Thereby, even though he couldn't rescind those mask mandates, he made them completely toothless. Other states refused to put mask mandates in place, taking similar actions to what Governor Ron DeSantis did here in Florida. But a federal mask mandate could have saved a lot of lives, could have helped with this pandemic a lot, but Trump refused to do it because he viewed it as a sign of weakness. And his idiotic followers viewed it as somehow oppression. And as I've repeatedly said, if being told to wear a mask so you don't make other people sick is the most oppressed you've ever been in your life, then congratulations, you've never been oppressed. But Biden did more in 24 hours than Trump has ever done. But again, it's still not even enough. That Defense Production Act has to go into making more vaccines. Every pharmaceutical company in the country should be making this vaccine right now. Right now. Get it out, get it administered, because the sooner we do that, the sooner we go back to normal, the sooner we can start rebuilding the economy, the sooner we can get our lives back to normal. The sooner we can stop having, these anxiety issues or whatever it is, because there's a lot of psychological problems, by the way, that are starting to emerge from people who have been isolated for so long. It wears on you. It does. But we have to get this fixed, and we do that with the vaccine. If we are lacking that piece of the puzzle, none of this is going to make that much of a difference. But again, I'm optimistic about what Joe Biden has done. Again, I don't agree with the opening schools in 100 days. You can only do that if you have everybody sending out vaccines and getting people inoculated, thousands and thousands a day per state. Sure, maybe 100 days is feasible at that point. But if you're not doing that part, you cannot do the open schools in 100 days. You simply can't. We can get a handle on this thing pretty dang quick, but it really will be all hands on deck to do it. Biden is on the right track. Let's just hope he stays there.